Okay.
spinning.
Okay, it's on now.
Mm. All right.
Okay.
And we did all that and they didn't hear you. So, Mr. Skinner, you gotta repeat that catalyst again.
Yeah, yeah. Before I really got into singing, I was a musician first, and so I remember growing up and going to school. And in elementary school, I sang in the school choir for a while, and then I started really getting involved in the school band, and just really getting into that. And so it wasn't until my late teens until I really started to really take singing seriously, and that's when I began to realize that I got something there because in the beginning, I was just doing it as just something to do. It was part of my daily classes. And so around my late teens, that's when I realized that I think I got something. And so I just prayed and God just began to give me the increase and listening to a lot of music and looking up to certain singers. And God just began to just really pour into me and just give me the increase over the years.
Mhm. Awesome, Miss
Amen.
Winkler, and thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. That's teamwork. Yes. Mr. Skinner, when did you know God was calling you into the ministry to uplift people, and what was your response?
Well, for me, what I love about gospel music is that it's encouraging and that it uplifts us, and it gets us through challenges. It gets us through tests and everything. And so that's all I knew was to encourage people. And it is something that we definitely all need. And even with the current state of the industry today, for how everything is pretty much praise and worship, and there's nothing wrong with that, but we need songs that will really get you through a storm, that will really get you through a test, because life has a way of throwing its curves at each and every one of us, And so everything is just not always going to be up, up, and up. And so God is going to have to take us through valleys. He's going to take us through some hard times, times where we will lose loved ones, times we will experience, defeats. And gospel music, I just love the fact that it is encouraging, and that's pretty much all I knew. And when God just started really pouring songs into me, songs of encouragement that will really get people through a test and a season, and that's pretty much all I knew. And so it was just in me to really encourage people because we're all in this thing together. And, no matter where we are politically, no matter where you stand, no matter, what your beliefs are, we're all in this thing together. And, we all have something to give to this world. And the least we can do is encourage each other and really help each other through a storm.
Awesome. Awesome. I like that. You mentioned something about losing loved ones. So do situations like that influence what you sing and when you sing it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. God had to really take me through certain points in my life that was just really hard. I remember when I lost my late uncle, who was one of my first influences in piano from my mother's side of
Wow.
family,
Mm-hmm.
my late uncle Wilbur Slaughter. And so he was one of the pianist in South Jersey. He was one of the most recognized in South Jersey, in Salem and Penns Grove and Carneys Point. And he was one of my biggest inspirations as far as
Wow.
piano. My late great grandmother, who really encouraged me to play as well. My biological father, who passed away in 2008. And so
Mm-hmm.
it was really hard, losing people who were really just near and dear to you over the years. And so, but the very thing that really kept me going is knowing that the very people that love me, that the very people who poured into me,
Mm-hmm.
that
Yes.
they will want me to continue with this thing. And they were all just basically collectively saying, Rodney,
Absolutely.
keep it going, keep it moving. And so,
Mm-hmm.
and, and so I just kept it moving. And that's what really, motivated me to really, write songs and to really encourage people that no matter what it is that you're going through, whether it's loss, whether it's, something personal in your family, life challenges, that God is always there to bring you through. If he can do it for me, he can certainly do it for you.
Right, right. Awesome, awesome. Tisha.
Mr. Skinner, what have been some highlighted moments in your life that brought a smile to your face?
Oh my goodness. Wow. Where do I begin? Um, if I have to pick one, I would say back in my former church when I received a prophecy from a woman um, who was one of the guest preachers during that time. During that time, I lived in Wilmington, Delaware. And so the church I was a part of was Miracle Temple Holy Church Ministries Incorporated in Wilmington, Delaware, under the leadership of pastors Sylvia and Robert Stoner. And so I remember this woman prophesied to me and told me that God is going to bless you with a friend. And
Wow.
I didn't know who that was because for me, growing up, while I did have, some buddies that I grew up with, classmates and all that, but but when the Holy Spirit just began to just speak through her to speak to me that God was going to bless me with a friend, and I didn't know who that was going to be, and it definitely took some time, and over the years. Um, I came across one artist that I looked up to since
Mhm.
2005, and I started following him on social media, and he started following me, and we started checking each other's posts out. And he's one of my all-time favorite artists. His name is Micah Stampley, and so after a while, I knew that the Holy Spirit was forming something because we started DMing each other. He started sending me some posts that would really encourage me. And so I was like, God, what is going on here? I mean, this is
Right.
a major gospel recording artist, and I'm a local musician, independent artist. And, God just began to just really show me that you need people around you who are strong
Mhm.
in faith to really pour into you what it is that I'm trying to get you to. And so I'm just grateful to God for how God just began to just really put things in order as far as really, establishing a friendship. And, I'm just grateful. And I would say that is one of the highlights in my life right there.
Amazing.
Awesome.
We all need friends, the right ones.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Skinner, do you like groom other singers that are coming into the industry that wants to they may be having a hard time. I don't know which way to go, and you kind of see that in them, their potential. So, do you groom other people?
Well, it's interesting that you said that because there have been some people here in my local vicinity who are really interested in music, especially young kids, teenagers, and even some adults who are older than me as well, who have been in music, but are really looking to really, reinvent themselves, if you will. And
Mhm.
so um, I had some people, coming to me left and right, asking me, hey, do, do you give lessons or do you do
Mhm.
private teaching and things like that? And this is something I'm definitely going to get into right here because a little while I started kind of struggling with the idea of it as far as what to do, what do I say, what is it can I give, and you know um, with all the information that I've gotten over the years, in addition to research I've done, and it's important in anything that you do to gain an understanding of what it is that you're doing because it doesn't make any sense for you to have the skills and the talent and not have the knowledge behind it. And so over the years, just really developing the knowledge and the insight that I couldn't get, not knowledge that I could have gotten in a performing arts academy, but having to really, get that on my own and as well as big brothers and big sisters showing me different things, and the experiences I had singing in the church choir for a while before really getting
Yeah.
into the music ministry as a musician. And so, singing in the choir, learning how to harmonize, learning
Mhm.
how to put things as far as being a lead vocalist in songs and as far as choices are concerned. And so, really just taking that knowledge and just really applying it to what it is I do. And even with those who reach out to me, asking me for private lessons and, just to really help them along so that they can really, increase in what it is that they do. And this is something I'm definitely going to embrace a lot more, especially in the area where I live. And so,
Mhm.
yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Great. To our listening audience, you better get your bid in.
I might get some singing
Get your
lessons.
appointment soon. Go ahead, Tisha.
Yes, Mr. Skinner, what are some awards or recognitions you have received?
Oh my goodness. When I was in school, playing for my high school gospel choir, shout out to John Dickinson High School in Wilmington, Delaware, and my music teacher,
Shout
Miss
out.
Sheila Cassidy. And
Child.
so, it was in my 11th grade year, my junior year and senior
Mm,
year of high school, where I became the accompanist, the pianist for the gospel choir. And it was
Wow.
through there where I started getting a, cou- a couple of things, a couple of recognitions of what it is I was doing. I remember getting the Kimball Award, um, and I got a couple of things for outstanding accompanist, and I got a plaque for outstanding accompanist. And after doing the Kindred Awards last week, unbeknownst to me, which was a surprise to me, I've won for Christmas cover for a arrangement of a cover song I did for my Christmas album, Christmas Chronicles. It was my cover of Little Drummer Boy that won, and so that was a surprise to me. I was not expecting that. I was just there just to have a great time and meet the artist and to sing and everything. And as soon as I heard that my name was called for the Christmas cover category, I was just surprised. And
wow.
but God has been faithful, and it has been
Yes.
nothing but the favor of God, and I just give Him thanks for it.
All right. All right. So I want to go back to the songs that you sing or have
Yeah.
sang before. Have you ever started singing a song and then you forgot the words? I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness. For me, because I listen to a lot of music,
Mhm.
um, it depends upon what the situation is. If I'm preparing songs for praise and worship or songs to do as a solo,
Mhm.
what if it's a song by someone else or my own songs? There are times where I will forget the words sometimes, because I listen to a lot of music, and my mother says I have a photographic memory. And so for
Oh,
me, it's easy for me to reach back for a song and do it. But there were times where I would sing a song where I would forget the words. Like for example, why I did Never Giving Up for the Kindred Awards, I kind of I kind of butchered my second verse and a little bit of the chorus. And I've been singing that song for quite some time and
yeah.
been listening to that song, my own song, for quite some time, and I'm like, how can you forget the words, man? You know?
It was
So
the excitement.
yeah, yeah, the excitement for sure,
Yeah.
definitely.
Adrenaline was flowing. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
Tisha.
Yes, Mr. Skinner. What are some artists you have collaborated with your songs?
All right.
Oh my goodness. My very first collaboration was with the artist. She's actually a pop Latina artist that I met. Her name is Sky Monroe, and how I met her was she commented on a video that I did of a cover song I did of a gospel song that I did, and she reached out to me on Instagram, and she sent me a post of her singing along with my piano accompaniment,
Wow.
and and that really blessed me. And that was during a time when I was going through a really difficult time in my life. And so that was the encouragement I really needed. And
Yes.
so we started working together. And she reached out to me. She wanted to do a cover song of a classic 90s R&B song, and she wanted my accompaniment for it. And we did it together. It was a cover of SWV's Weak that she wanted to do, and we did that, and we've been in contact ever since, still in contact. And so she's one of the very first actual artists in the pop Latina area of music. And so that's pretty much my actual first collaboration with her. And ever since I met Jason Hendrickson at the Kindred Awards, we've been wanting to meet each other for quite some time because we followed each other quite a bit. And and we've been talking about some things. And so we got some things that we're definitely going to be working on as well.
Can't
Mm,
wait.
mhm. So, Mr. Skinner, so what were some of the challenges you had breaking into the industry?
Good question.
Well, some of the challenges for me, um, it was really getting the right information on how to do
Mhm.
this. Because I remember God was dealing with me as far as really getting serious about putting my own music out here. And it was during the pandemic where God really started to speak to me.
Yeah.
He told me, hey, you have helped quite a bit of people. You need to have something for yourself. And so I knew exactly what God meant. And I was having to go back to the songs that He gave me that I wrote and just really getting serious about just putting my own music together and putting my own music out here. And I was trying to figure out how to do it. And I reached out to a couple people, one of my all-time favorite producers, Kevin Bond, and he told me about the Library of Congress. And
Mm,
so I
Yes.
registered there and just started really getting my stuff copywritten and just really learning as much as I can as far as being an independent artist. And one of the most important things for me, and this is something I always talk about, is creative control, which is really difficult to have, especially if you're signed to a label
right.
in the industry. And so having total creative control as an artist, if you not just sing, but you also write songs, you also
Mhm.
have an ear for production, you play instruments, and so you pretty much have the sound in your head. You pretty much know exactly which direction you want to take your music, as far as the message, as far as the feel instrumental wise. And
Mhm.
so it's important for artists to have total creative control because these songs that we have, the songs that we've given birth to, they're pretty much our children, if you will. And so it's only right to have total ownership, total creative control over your own music. And that's what I love the most about being an
Right.
independent artist is that I had total control as far as, what kind of feel I want to go for
Yes.
instrumental wise and even the message as well. And so for me, those are the most important things for me as an independent artist. And so for me, it was really about getting the information. And ever since I got the things that I needed, that's when things started really coming together.
Mhm. Awesome. Awesome. Tisha?
Yes, Mr. Skinner, besides playing the piano, what are some other instruments that you have played?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I play a little bit of drums as well. Growing up in church, of course, almost every kid wants to play the drums in church. And so back in
Yep.
my former church, um, we had about six drummers back in my former church.
What?
Two were the main keyboardists from my former church who also played drums. And so for me, growing up in church, it was drums for me. And so I'm not the greatest drummer, but I can hold down a decent pocket, a decent groove, you know. And yeah, yeah. And my next instrument I'm definitely looking into learning is definitely the bass. And so I
Oh,
always
okay.
love the bass guitar. I mean, I think it's one of the coolest instruments, the groove and everything. And so I listened to a lot of great bass players over the years. And so bass is definitely my next instrument for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, do you play the piano by ear?
Yes, it was all ear, no formal training. A lot of
Okay.
people asked me if I was classically trained, and because my posture, because I was so disciplined in my approach and just the different techniques that I'm able to do, it was all pretty much self-taught. My big brothers in church showing me a chord here and there. Um, and what really got me into piano was my late uncle, Wilbur Slaughter, from my mother's side of the family, as well as a man by the name of Bishop Freddie Washington, who's one of my all-time musical heroes and one of my biggest inspirations in piano. And so, when I first heard Bishop, he was doing things that I never heard anyone do before because growing up in church in South Jersey and hearing the piano players, and nobody was really doing that. I mean, he was playing full chords, arpeggios. He was doing all kinds of things, and I'm like, what is this? I never thought anyone can play the piano like this. I mean, that was unheard of in most churches. And so for me, that's when I said, I want to learn. And so
Mm.
that that's when it all began. And so Big Brother showed me a chord here and there, listening to a lot of different music, picking up bits and pieces, and just really becoming a student and just really absorbing as much as I
Yeah.
could. And sitting in my bedroom with my little keyboard during that time and just really practicing and just really applying those those techniques, and God just began to just give me the increase over the years.
Amen.
Real short story. Now, at one time, I could play Silent Night. Ask me if
Go
I can do
ahead,
it now.
girl.
No, I can't do it anymore. I don't
Wow.
even know how to play it. Oh my
I
God.
can say
But
party.
but you said you had to hone those skills and make it become yours. You took ownership of it and kept practicing. You said sitting with your keyboard. So as you are listening, you're playing those chords or the song that's being played, correct? I
Yes.
had to have someone to show me. I need to see where you put your fingers and, and follow. Boom. hmm So I'm a concrete learner in that area. So, awesome.
Mr.
Kudos to
Skinner.
you.
Yeah, cool. But I think I'm gonna get my book, Piano for Dummies.
Girl, please.
Go
Oh
ahead,
my
thank you.
God. Oh, Mrs. Oh, Jesus, hold up. See, I'm forgetting my question. I'm about forgetting stuff, the words of the song. I'm forgetting my question. Tisha, go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Skinner. What are some hobbies you enjoy on your free time?
Good, what free time?
Oh my goodness. I love bowling, and so
Oh
I'm
yes.
very big on bowling. Shopping, of course. I'm a movie buff, and I love to watch TV. And so, and so for me, it's basically these things. For me, when I was a kid, I loved going to the carnival. And so that's pretty much my
Yeah.
way of just unwinding. And so I'm pretty much just a fun person. I just love to have a good time and just enjoy life.
Okay. Okay. So how
And
do
I
you
love to
keep a
eat too.
balance between
Yeah.
your career and
Mhm.
normal life?
Well, it's very important to pay attention to your body because,
Yeah.
no matter how hard you work, our bodies are like a machine and machines wear out. And so it's very important to really pay attention to your body, pay attention to your
Yes.
mind, make sure that you get plenty of sleep, make sure that you take some time just to just to shut it down, so that you can
Right.
take time to really reset, regroup, and rejuvenate, so that you can, continue to stay on top of your game, because, it's really important. I mean, you don't want to continue doing what you're doing and, you're just feeling a sense of fatigue and it's really going to affect your performance. And so definitely it's very important to really pay attention to your body, making sure that you get plenty of sleep, making sure that you're really taking some time to really, you know, get some things together, mentally and spiritually and physically
Mhm.
as well.
Awesome. Great.
Yes, thank you for
Back
that
to you,
advice. We
Chief.
had to learn the hard way.
Yep.
Yes, we had to learn. Thank you for that advice.
Oh my God.
Yes, Mr. Skinner, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Oh my goodness, that is a good question. For me, um, I would love to see myself married, um, and I would love to have a family and and, and to have children and to really be there for my kids, physically and to be able to encourage my kids as well. Um, for me, I love my father and I respect my father,
Mhm.
you know, and so and so for me, I never had any, bitter feelings when it came to my parents' situation. And so for me, I've grown to really respect my mother and my father. And,
Yes.
were there times where me and my mother bumped heads? Of course there were, just like any other family.
Mhm.
And so, you know, but the respect and reverence that I have for my mother, my late father, and my stepfather as well, and how that is important, making sure that, you are making sure that everything is good with your family. And so for me, I would love to see myself married and and having kids and just really because I think that that's what will make me most successful with a family.
All right. But you need to specify on that. Marry that person. What kind? Jesus. I mean, like, that's between you and God, and you make your
Yes.
specifics known to Him. Say, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, all that. Mhm.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Mhm. Oh, whose turn?
All right, your turn, Barbie.
Oh, Mr. Skinner, can you let our listening audience
Yes.
know how they can contact you or get in touch
Yes.
with you? Even if someone wants to donate to you, how do they reach you?
Good question.
Oh yes, oh yes. You can follow me on Facebook, Rodney Skinner Jr. on Facebook, Instagram, Rod Skinner 23. I have a YouTube channel as well, Rodney Skinner Music,
Mhm.
and that's pretty much where you'll find me. And my Cash App, of course, is Skinny K 89. And so just wanting to really encourage people,
Mhm.
and if the music has really encouraged you and really has blessed your life, um, feel free. And
Mhm.
so because the ultimate goal is to really encourage people and let people know that if God can change my life, if God can really bring me through my situation, my storm, he can certainly bring you through too. And you got to have faith and you got to understand that, God wants nothing but the very best for you. You may have been through quite a bit, hell and back
Mhm.
and everything, but understand that God has a plan for your life and that it's not over.
Amen.
Exactly. Now, is that the same place where they can get your music?
Yes, my music is on all platforms, anywhere that you stream your music, um, on my YouTube channel. All my releases are there as well. And
Mhm.
so definitely you can check it out wherever you go to listen to your music, Apple, Spotify, Deezer, Pandora. It's out there, definitely.
Awesome. Great. Great.
Okay.
Tisha, last question.
This is my last question. I just wanted to know. We had another guest on our show. He was an actor named Troy Skinner. Are you related?
Oh,
Oh man, it,
He said, "I don't know."
it's really interesting because because the Skinner name is so big in my
Yeah.
family, on my father's side of family. And I remember going to high school in Delaware with a couple of kids whose last name is Skinner, and I asked, "Are we in relation?" And he was like, "I don't know," you know. And so, yeah, I mean, the Skinner name is so big. I mean,
Yeah.
I have most of my father's side of family is from Trenton, and even in Carneys Point and Pennsville, a couple of relatives that I have, some in the Midwest, some down south, and even some on the West Coast as well. And so
Okay.
it's a pretty big, Skinner name is pretty big. I have cousins who are also into music, who are singers and musicians. I got singers and musicians on my mother's side of family as well. And so music is definitely the family
Okay.
business. And so the Skinner name is pretty big. So I don't know, maybe.
Maybe yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Never know.
Oh my God. So, Mr. Skinner, it has been our pleasure having you on our show. We thank you for taking time out from your busy schedule to be with the Book Breakers. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Mhm. And to our listening audience, we appreciate you. We thank you for coming on every time we are on. And as usual, much love to you. We can't do it
Much
without you.
love.
We thank you. Again, I'm Barbie Johnson.
And I am Miss Tisha Winkler.
Okay, Miss Tisha Winkler. We're the Book Breakers here with gospel singer Rodney Skinner. Thank you again, Mr. Skinner.
Thank
And our motto here is we encourage you to accomplish your dreams.
Keep dreaming.
Amen.
Thank you.